بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Welcome to 5 steps to deepen your understanding of the Quran so it transforms your life. If you think about it, we all struggle trying to understand Islam in the context we live in. We struggle being Muslim in a non-Muslim society, and we think that practicing Islam is very difficult nowadays or even impossible, and it was possible and easy only in the times of the Prophet ﷺ. But we all know that Islam is a lifestyle that fits every time and context, so we don't know how to perfectly combine being Muslim and living in a modern society. We don't know what our religion means, and if we ask by a non-Muslim what Islam is, we say Islam means peace, but it's not true. It means submission. Trying to understand our religion, we get lost in 1,000 of opinions, and if we try to look into Islamic books to find answers, we either don't understand Arabic or we're worried our conclusions are incorrect. So we're proud Muslims, but we don't know what we're proud of. Knowledge is our best solution. Therefore, the only solution is learning more about Islam until we are confident in what we believe in and nothing will shake our understanding. So we need to get back to the basics. In this web class, you will discover how the meanings of the Quran can transform your life and the way you look into life. You will understand why it's so important to access these meanings in Arabic. You will learn the 5 steps to understand the Quran and what other sciences should be studied to complement your understanding of the Quran. So get ready to take notes. This lesson is very short and contains very important and useful information that will definitely change your life. So please switch your phone off for 15 minutes. I need your full attention. This is for you if you've been asked what is Islam and you've said Islam means peace. This is definitely for you if you've done this before, because the meaning of Islam is greater than that. This is for you if you want to have a deeper understanding of Islam. This is for you if you would love to open the Quran and be able to read it and understand it. This is for you if you want to know more about the nature of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his life. This is for you if you want to find the perfect harmony between being Muslim and living in a modern society. And this is for you if you really want to transform your life. Well, at this point, I'm guessing you're asking yourself, who is this guy who is speaking about learning Arabic in English and has a Spanish accent? Well, my name is Abdelkader Harkasi and I am a Quran and Arabic teacher. I was born and grew up in Spain, and at the age of 16, I traveled to Fez, to Morocco, to memorize the Quran. 5 years after, I completed my studies in Fez and went back to Spain, where I lived for a few months. I was then appointed as the Imam Khatib of the Central Mosque in Seville. But since my first year in Fez, I always wanted to teach what I was learning and help people to better understand what the Quran said, because it really transformed my life. After Seville, I moved to London, started my degree in Islamic Studies, and met Mahmoud Yousaf, who encouraged me to create the London Quran School and do what I always dreamt of doing. So let's get started. Step 1. A pure and solid intention. This is perhaps the most important requirement. Without it, very little is possible. And if things are done without a pure and solid intention, the results are in most cases disappointing. Intention is the drive that motivates you to do things. So by this I mean you must want to do them. You must want it with a pure and solid intention. You want to seek Allah's pleasure, and not to impress others or feel like you're better than them. So do things for Allah. Our Prophet ﷺ said that whoever starts working towards knowledge, Allah prepares a path for him or her towards Jannah, and the angels lower their wings before the seeker of knowledge. So what an honor! May Allah make us one of them. Ameen. Step 2. Learn Quranic Arabic. The Quran is an Arabic phenomenon. It was revealed in Arabic and is preserved in Arabic. The translations of the Quran are a very useful tool for non-Arabic speakers, but they only transmit what the translator has been able to understand. That's only a glimpse of what the meanings of the Quran actually are, but you need to understand them for yourself. The Quran has something that's only for you, so you must put all your efforts into understanding it in Arabic. It's common to hear from some scholars that you're not allowed to understand the Quran by yourself, or you won't be able to understand it even if you try to. I would say they're right and wrong at the same time. Right because the Quran is an ocean and it's immense in its meanings. They're also right because the Quran contains legal rulings that cannot be derived except by following a procedure based on the principles of Islamic jurisprudence, and this can only be done with the adequate level of education. But they're wrong in one thing. The Quran was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ for your benefit, and the benefit of the rest of humanity, to read it, understand it, and find the secrets that are waiting for you. So learn Arabic and learn the purest Arabic, the Arabic of the Quran. To learn Quranic Arabic, you don't need to leave everything behind and travel to an Arabic-speaking country, nor do you need to spend 4 years of your life doing a degree. You just need a pure intention, a good textbook, and if you find it, a good teacher. For my research, I would recommend Arabic to the Quran by Alan Jones. That's what I use for my intensive course, Learn Quranic Arabic in 12 weeks, and I find it very useful. Step 3. Study the life of the Prophet. Why would the life of the Prophet ﷺ help us understand the Quran? Well, very simple. Because the Quran was revealed to him, so it will help you put the Quran in the context of its revelation. Although we all agree that the Prophet ﷺ is the most important person of the world's history, not all of us know much about his life. We're even commanded to love him. But how can we really love him if we don't know much about him? Not only that, every aspect and event of his life is set as an example and contains very useful wisdom for our own lives. So you definitely have to study his life. For that, you need to find the right biography. There are hundreds of biographies, some written by early Muslim scholars, others by Orientalists, others by academics, so which one you choose? I would recommend The Life of Muhammad by Tahi al-Ismaili. This is also the book I teach, and I consider it to be an amazing biography of the Prophet, because it's easy to read, easy to understand, and contains enough detail so you don't get lost in the events. Step 4. Study the principles of Iman and Ihsan. In the famous hadith, the Prophet ﷺ was asked by Jibreel about Islam, Iman and Ihsan. An interesting answer was given to the third question. Ihsan is to worship Allah as if you saw Him, for if you cannot see Him, know that He can see you. So Ihsan, perfection, has become ever since an Islamic science that aims to perfect oneself and life in order to worship Allah as if you saw Him. But in order to worship, you need to know who are you worshipping. You need to know who Allah is and what His attributes are. Then you need to purify yourself to perfect your worshipping. In order to purify yourself, you need to be able to distinguish between the good and bad qualities of character. Once you know them, then you have to take it upon yourself to remove the bad ones and take on the good ones. Ihsan will help you to connect on a deeper level with the Quran, in a way which will not only engage your intellect, but your whole being. So I would recommend to find a good book on Aqidah, Creed, either in the Ash'ari or Maturidi school. I personally studied and now teach Ash'ari Aqidah, and I would recommend Al-Murshid al-Mu'in by Ibn Ashir. You can find it translated into English, and I use Sheikh Ali's translation, the practical guidebook of essential Islamic sciences. For the sciences of the soul, what we have called Ihsan, a good book is either the same Al-Murshid al-Mu'in, which contains a chapter on Ihsan, or Hamza Yusuf's translation of Purification of the Heart. I use both of them for my students, so you can choose whichever works best for you. Step 5. Learn about the other prophets. An important percentage of the core topics of the Quran is the story of the other prophets, may Allah's peace be upon them. However, not always the whole story of a particular prophet is mentioned in the same ayah, so it's extremely useful to know the complete story to understand that specific part of the Quran. Use Ibn Kathir's story of the Prophet translated and published by IIPH. So what to do next? I would recommend to you to make up your solid intention, to be committed to study, and dedicate at least 25 minutes a day, and of course, be consistent. The problem is that this sounds very beautiful on paper, but when it comes to doing it, it can seem impossible. We get very easily distracted, we let other things take over our time, and we lose motivation, and as soon as we don't understand something, we feel lost, like we're walking along a path. So find a teacher that can help you motivate you achieve these goals. Ask around, or go to your local mosque and find someone to teach you. Otherwise, why don't you join my program? I ran a one-year course called Unlock the Qur'an. It's formed of 4 modules, each one 3 months long. So to unlock the Qur'an, I give you 4 keys. The first key is Quranic Arabic, a 12-week module designed to teach you all you need to know to understand the Arabic of the Qur'an, Quranic vocabulary, grammar, sentence structure, everything from scratch. The second key is Life of the Prophet. This module aims to teach you about the life of the Prophet ﷺ in 12 weeks, covering the events and historical context of the Arabian Peninsula before his birth up to the spreading of Islam, right before his death ﷺ. The third module is Iman and Ihsan. During this module, the principles of Iman, creed, and Ihsan, perfection of character, will be covered. For this 12-week module, you'll study Allah's attributes and names, the noble qualities of human character, as well as the signs, symptoms, and cures of the diseases of the heart. The fourth module is Story of the Prophets. This last module looks into the life and story of some of the most important prophets, may Allah's peace be upon them. By studying their story, the knowledge of the previous modules will be reflected in their lives and missions, giving you a crystal clear image of the nature of Allah's creation. So as you see, this course has been designed to help people understand the Quran through all these steps. It takes place in central London once a week for 2 hours, and is also streamed online for students that don't live in London or can't make it to the class. So if you want me to help you understand the Quran, then I invite you to Unlock the Quran Breakthrough Session, a one-to-one session to help you answer all your questions about understanding the Quran, the best ways to study, and see if you would be a good fit for this course or recommend you something else. So go to my calendar, find a free slot, and book yourself in. If you can't find any slot available, this is because I'm fully booked. But don't give up. Try again in a few days, or wait until I send you a new email with more slots available. So I hope you find this web class helpful. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, by the way, Salam is what means peace. Islam means submission. Take care.